Kyle Bahr, I'm from Brainerd, Minnesota, and I qualified through Iowa.
Tyler Bahr, I'm from Brainerd, Minnesota, and I qualified through Minnesota.
How are you guys doing?
Doing good?
We're doing good.
You're excited?
Oh, man.
More than excited.
What's this tournament mean to you guys?
Just the fact that we're fishing for a new boat, and then, just to be in Idaho itself is an accomplishment in itself. You're fishing for a bunch of great prizes, but you're fishing against kids that are the best of the best in the state. So it's quite an honor to be here.
You not only qualified first and second, tell us the states you qualified for first and second at.
Yeah, I qualified through Minnesota out on Mille Lacs.
How big was your fish?
I'm just shy of 6 pounds.
Who's a better fisherman on the lacs?
I am.
Yeah, he definitely. Smallmouth fishing is not my forte. You put me on a river system or a good largemouth bite, and that's where we kind of get a little bit more competitive.
So what happened is when you guys first called me, you both had first and second for Minnesota.
Yep.
Right? What did you guys do? Because I know both of you wanted to come to Dad, did some special stuff. What happened?
Oh man, when Tyler got that 6-pounder out on Mille Lacs, I was like, oh well, how am I going to beat that? That's going to be a feat in itself. And then I think it was about 5.5 or something right after that. I was like, okay, well, that's still a big fish, but not big enough. It was like, Dad, can you qualify in other states? Can you go to South Dakota, North Dakota, or Iowa? Just because they're so close, and I don't know too many people that fish those areas. So it's like, what if we go there and get a big bass there also? And so we drove down to Pool 9 in Iowa, and sure enough, I stuck a big largemouth fishing stumps with a stick.
Did somebody else catch some more fish?
I caught a big one also out down in Iowa.
So you know that both of you were first and second in both Minnesota and Iowa.
That's something else. That's pretty cool.
You know what that means too? That means your dad had to bring both of you to this tournament.
Right?
Yeah.
Now we're both here.
Got you here. Who's your biggest support system?
My mom and dad would be the biggest support system. We've got a lot of great sponsors and stuff. But the big thing is we did a little fundraising through Juice Baits, and the National Bank of Dad said, you know what, if for a little bit of fundraising, for every bait that you sell from here until Idaho, you can use it to get out there. And we raised quite a bit of money doing that. And then Gander Outdoors, I should say, was a huge supporter too. They said, you know what, we'll cover the price of hot dogs and everything that you can do, and then just sell hot dogs out in front of our storefront, and then you keep all the money yourselves. So that was a huge help also.
What's the head-to-head? I want to together. Who's gonna win?
I'm gonna be chasing the brown ones. If I can get a fairy wand in my hand, I'm using one. I'm going for the brown ones.
Now, did you hear about the barrage you're getting tonight? The St. Croix?
Yeah.
What happens if you catch the winning fish on the St. Croix?
Extra $1,000.
Right. And what other kind of prizes do we have? I bet you guys know almost every one of them.
Oh man, there's so many I can't remember. The ones I do remember though is of course the Bass Cat boat, but the scholarships is what caught my attention, and then also Billy Chapman, offering those trips down to the Amazon and El Salto in Mexico. So that, those are some great prizes, and those are once in a lifetime trips.
Now, are you both seniors in high school?
I'm a senior.
And I'm a junior.
Okay, so the Bethel University, we got $5 $28,000 scholarships to Bethel. If that prize was up, would you go and grab $28,000 and go down and be on the bass team at Tennessee?
Oh, without a heartbeat, I would. Just, any money to go fishing is money well spent.
You're going to tell me any secrets on how you're going to go approach this and not tell your brother? Or?
I'm just going to go fishing like I would back home. All the research I've done, it's deep weed lines, and it fishes, identical to Minnesota based on what I've found. So it's just, I'm going to go out there and do what I do. Just hope for the best.
What about you?
I'm gonna fish it just like I fish smallmouth at home. Have a spinning rod in my hand, light line, and just gonna go find some fish. It's gonna be interesting though without any graph. I I usually look at the graph, drop down, and fish on. It's going to be a little bit different without a graph for me.
Is there something different in this tournament format than the other ones? And if we had to do something, if I had to change something for next year, what would I need to change?
The big shocker to me is fishing for one big fish. That is a huge game changer. Holy cow! You know, back home you go home, you know you go out fishing and it's 5 or 7 fish limit. So you go out, you got to catch 5 bites, and now here you're going for one big bite, and it's do you go out and you catch a few, hopefully stumble into a big one, or do you just throw monster baits and hope for an absolute giant?
Well, the key to this tournament, you still got to put one in the thing because we got a ton of prizes. You guys are going to go pick your prizes, that whole thing.
Yep.
So if you're going to do that, are you both going to go out and just look for big fish right off the bat and then fall back, or do you have both different game plans on putting a fish in the boat?
I think, for the first couple hours, I'm going to target big fish just because that's the main feeding window. And then if nothing pans out, probably just go out and try to look for a 3.5, 4 pounder and, see where that will put me.
I think I'm gonna catch a decent fish, 3.5, 4 pounder. Then I'm gonna spend the rest of the time going for a big fish. That's what I plan on doing.
If one of you win, are you guys going to be able to travel home together and not
I'm sure we will, but there might be some discussions.
Will you drive the boat back? Will somebody drive the boat back with the dad and the other one's going to take a train back?
Right?
Probably.
Probably would happen just because, we're brothers, we get our arrogance kind of butts heads a little bit, and I could see a few skirmishes coming out of it.
When I was a kid, I would dream about fishing for giant bass in Mexico or even monster peacock bass in the Amazon. Well, Billy Chapman Jr.'s Anglers Inn in Mexico and Brazil have made those dreams come true for me. Hey, I'm Joe Thomas, and if you're between the ages of 13 and 19, those dreams can come true for you too. But only if you enter the Big Bass Zone Junior Championship presented by Bassmaster. Over $400,000 in prizes will be awarded, including trips to Anglers Inn in Mexico and the Amazon.
You can check out the current leaders at bbzworld.com.